just finished an episode of the Unofficial Commentators, and we had so much fun recording that the time got away from us. So this is the special Super Bowl edition, where we cover only the Super Bowl and other NFL topics exclusively for this week's episode of the Unofficial Commentators. That all the while I'm drinking this fishbowl full of God knows what's in it. Stay tuned to the Unofficial Commentators versus Super Bowl 51.
Are you ready for some football?
It's about time, people. People probably thought we were forgetting about Super Bowl weekend, right? Because we were being quiet about it. We were being quiet about it. But of course, we're not going to forget about Super Bowl weekend.
Super Bowl weekend is here, February the 5th at whatever the heck time. I'll check that out before we're done with the episode. The Atlanta Falcons are going to play against the New England Patriots, and they're going to be playing in Houston. Before I get into the Super Bowl package, just on the topic of football, did you watch the Pro Bowl?
I watched the highlights, and I must say, I felt kind of bad for not seeing the Pro Bowl. The highlights looked pretty fun. I should have watched the Pro Bowl, man. I should have watched it.
I will be honest with you. Like I said before, I was too busy watching Royal Rumble. I didn't even care about the Pro Bowl. There was nothing that they did that could bring me in. I really, honestly, sincerely did not give two shits about the Pro Bowl.
Did you get to see the highlights at least? Because Kirk Cousins did do a pretty nice play, man. I mean, Kirk Cousins did something worth watching for a Pro Bowl. I was like, all right, that's impressive, Kirk.
No, I didn't even see the highlights.
Did you get to see it?
I don't.
What he did was,
I'll find it on YouTube.
I'll tell you.
While I'm watching this
impressive.
episode of the Unofficial Commentators, I'll sidetrack and I'll watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, this is all we're going to talk about the Pro Bowl. So Kirk Cousins throws an interception to Lorenzo Alexander, the linebacker from the Bills.
Right.
When he's going to get tackled, he laterals to Aqib Talib, and Aqib Talib takes the ball all the way back. And when Aqib Talib, he's just dodging people, nobody catches up to him. Out of nowhere, out of the flank, comes Kirk Cousins, like at around the 10, 15-yard line, and just rams him from behind and swats the ball away, man. He looked like a freaking DB doing it. And he just took down Aqib Talib. That was impressive, especially from a guy that's about to sign a multi-million-dollar contract. In a Pro Bowl going that hard, man, Kirk Cousins got wheels and guts, man. I respect that. That was pretty fun. I like
You
that.
like that? You like that?
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
No, I didn't even see that. I really don't care. Didn't Lorenzo...
But take me to a real bowl game. Let's go to a real bowl game. The Super Bowl.
Oh, man. You killed my momentum. I was going to talk about the skills competitions. Those seem fun. Did you check that out? I don't understand what the... Like, honestly, I don't know how hard it is. Maybe we'll try it one day. How hard it is to catch a ball off a drone from 100 feet. That just seems like a weird thing to, like, watch. Like watching the drone get up there with a ball and just drop it. Like, nothing else. Just drop it. And the football is shaped so perfectly that they kind of turn into spirals when they drop. Isn't that cool?
The best skill that I saw in the Pro Bowl from that should have been in the challenge was Odell Beckham dancing with the Colts mascot. That was skill right there. He was dancing that juju on that beat, man.
The drone drop, the accuracy challenge. I think it was Phillip Rivers that won that one.
I have no idea.
I believe it was Phillip Rivers. It was strange. That happened on a Thursday, kind of, The game didn't happen until Sunday. I don't know why they didn't do that on like a Saturday or any other day, but Thursday. I wasn't even expecting it. Anyway, there was like a target practice thing. I think Phillip Rivers won. Odell Beckham got that drone drop. And I forget which one of the two teams won that dodgeball thing, but that was pretty fun.
The dodgeball probably would have been fun to watch.
It was fun. Alex Smith is a clown. He wasn't intentionally trying to be a clown, but he is a clown. His hands were tiny. He couldn't get him around the little dodgeball ball. He threw... I forgot where I heard this, but they were like, if you want Alex Smith to lose at dodgeball, like, make the other team, comprise entirely of wide receivers, and he'll always miss them. He was throwing the ball short. It was just a hot mess. And
that's Omar's guy. Omar says he's a legit quarterback.
I don't know. They really do need to work on setting and establishing the rules if they're going to keep doing this year after year, because it seems like they were just making up the rules and changing them as they went. All right, so let's get to your so-called real bowl. The Super Bowl is 3 days, 18 hours, 33 minutes, and 5, 4, 3 seconds away from this recording. I'll let you guys be the judges of what the heck time that's going to be. It'll air on February the 5th at 6:30 p.m. on Fox. Something I didn't know about the Super Bowl, Paki, and you will crucify me for this. I thought it was always on the same network. I only learned recently that it kind of gets raffled off between Fox, CBS, and NBC. They just kind of move it around. I don't really like watching games on CBS. I think that when I'm watching it, the high def isn't as high def, and then just the presentation, it feels kind of old. So looking forward to what they're going to do on Fox this year. So these are two teams that I really don't care for, man. So what do you have to tell? What do you have to tell me about the Super Bowl that hasn't already been covered in every single news outlet leading up to it?
Well, the only thing left for us to do, man, is, analyze it a little bit and give our picks and, have people laugh at me when I'm wrong and me gloat a little bit if I'm right. That's what it's all about. By the way, there is something to report. Did you not hear what happened? Kyle Shanahan lost his playbook, and it appeared 45 minutes later. Not a joke. Kyle Shanahan lost his playbook, Jay, and it appeared mysteriously after 45 minutes. And apparently you did not know about this. So your opinion about it is going to be extremely honest right now. Tell me what you think about this.
So, I still need a second or two to react to what you just said.
In 45 minutes, I'll upload the entire playbook on WikiLeaks, just to let you know. Photocopy that for everybody. Like, my entire defense would have a copy of that playbook in 45 minutes, if I get 45 minutes of the playbook.
How do these things keep happening? Who the hell is it? Oh, my God. First of all, listen, you weren't on the show last week, and big ups to Dagoberto for filling in. But I wanted to give you props, man. I heard you on the radio, and you guys sound really prepared. There's no filler words. It's like you got all your statements ready to go. And I found out while listening to you report on ESPN radio that the whole pulling the fire alarm thing had gone down. And obviously everyone has to evacuate. And while they're out, certain things like playbooks are out there in the open for other people to peruse. Oh, God. How do these things keep happening?
I appreciate the comment, by the way, on ESPN radio, but it's just, I don't know, mysterious things just happen in favor of the Patriots every time. And
oh, God. I had a little bit of Patriot fatigue last time they went to the Super Bowl against I almost said the Mariners, the Seahawks. And I still picked them to win. I thought that Gronk was the X factor. No Gronk here means they just kind of have to go back to their usual ways of finding ways to win. Ric Flair, of all people, used to say, or I think it might have been Al Bundy, actually. Well, Ric Flair said...
Al Bundy.
Hold on. So Ric Flair said, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Al Bundy said, it ain't cheating if you don't get caught. And I guess, they struck a deal after Spygate, and now they just find new, more creative ways to take advantage of certain loopholes and find ways to cheat. Like, Jesus, how do these things keep happening? Like, are we going to have to put the entire Pats roster in like a fucking cage? Like, what the hell?
I'll tell you this.
Shit.
I
hope for his sake that it was like a dummy playbook that he just had there, just in case some dumb shit like this happens. I don't understand how the hell shit like this continues to happen.
I'll tell you this much. Everybody gives props to Eli Manning and the David Tyree catch for the Giants winning the Super Bowl against them twice, and the D-line was insane. But I think the real reason why the Giants are the only team to beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl is because Tom Coughlin was the only guy that didn't let Bill Belichick cheat on him. He was very prepared to not be cheated on. So, given that statement, I think it's clear that the New England Patriots should win this Super Bowl. They now have the Falcons playbook. I mean, I didn't mean that. Kyle Shanahan just lost it. I don't know if Bill Belichick got his hand on it or
allegedly.
A New England fan. But the point is that now the Patriots probably have a good idea of what's coming to them offensively. But in all honesty, the Falcons are a team that you can't blitz, because when you blitz the Falcons, you're leaving space to Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman to do a lot of damage.
Can I just interrupt you really quickly? I want to substitute the word allegedly, which other outlets use when they want to make baseless speculations. I want to replace it with unofficially. It kind of goes with the show.
Yeah, unofficially.
So
I agree. Yeah.
So now they know what they're expecting because they got the playbook unofficially.
Unofficially,
right.
They got the playbook. Yeah. So, like I was saying, the Patriots at least they're a great team playing coverage. They don't really need to send that much blitz. They're not a pass rushing team as we've seen in the past games, but they do create pressure with their coverage. And as a matter of fact, sometimes they even drop back 8 and they actually create pressure with 3. This is actually good for them versus Atlanta. And of course, they've done a great job shutting down the number 1 receivers all year, especially now in the playoffs. They did it with Antonio Brown and DeAndre Hopkins. If the Patriots shut down Julio Jones how I expect them to do it, especially now that they unofficially have the plays, I think the Patriots' defense will do enough to win. Tom Brady's offense will be very impressive. Vic Beasley, who is their best pass rusher, is probably going to be nullified by, Tom Brady's quick release. So I expect the Patriots to win and Tom Brady to be a 5-time Super Bowl champion after this Sunday, man.
Unfucking believable. You got him joining Joe Montana as a 5-time champion?
I hate to say it, man, but I think so. Everybody knows I'm not a big fan of the Patriots, but they unofficially get stuff going their way, and it works for them. I don't think they're going to lose. I don't know the exact stat, but I know they're undefeated every time they unofficially cheat. So
they unofficially facilitate wins. That's
yeah. So I expect them to keep that streak, man, for real.
Fucking incredible. So I heard I'm hearing a lot of back and forth, and this just me. It might be just like a bunch of media dribble to kind of drown out the fact that. So I thought against the Steelers that they had too many weapons. How are you going to neutralize the best? If they stop Antonio Brown, then the Steelers are just going to kill with Le'Veon Bell. If you put all in to stop Le'Veon Bell, then you kill with Antonio Brown. How are they going to do it? They don't have enough players to stop every single threat, right? You can't double team this one, you can't double team that one, you can't stack the box, you can't do these things.
Right.
So what do? First drive, they injure Le'Veon Bell, and then they go all in on stopping Antonio Brown, and they force Big Ben to beat him with, the rest of the receiving core, which didn't have Martavius Bryant. So you go figure what the hell they're capable of. So
yeah, I'm never again going against the Patriots in the playoffs. Never again. That's my motto from here on out. Things just work out for them. It's like they're freaking blessed or something.
They're unofficially blessed.
They're unofficially blessed. Yeah, that's a good way to say it. I'm gonna tweet that. I'm gonna tweet that, by the way.
It's your show, brother. All right, so I don't think that they take out Atlanta. I'm gonna say that this is a situation where there is an embarrassment of riches. So it looks like, from people that don't know anything, it's obviously going to be a lot more to comment on after the Super Bowl than before because we don't know anything. Everything is being hidden under tight lock and key except for Kyle Shanahan's playbook.
Yeah. Kyle Shanahan, who, by the way, is going to be a head coach and is one of the most respected offensive coordinators, mysteriously, unofficially, lost his playbook.
Oh, God. All right, so, wow, this is unbelievable. All right, so there's a two-headed monster at running back. If you do happen to pull one of their groins, the backup is just as good as the starter, if you will. I mean, it doesn't really matter who you call the starter, who you call the backup. They're both very, very good. The interesting factoid, if you will, that I heard is that they, meaning the Falcons, have more success not when Julio Jones has a big game, because there's no way that he doesn't have a big game, because he's just Julio Jones and he's amazing, but when you try to stop the other receivers, Gabriel and Sanu. So it's looking like, or it's trending towards, the Patriots putting their best corners on the second best option, letting Julio get his as long as his doesn't result in a touchdown, and then just trying to stop those threats. And if you want to run on the Patriots, well, they're pretty good at stopping the run. Not great, not amazing, but pretty good. And
yeah, they're solid.
Yeah, okay, they're solid. That's a good word. That being said, I believe in destiny, and Matt Ryan is having a year that can only be called as the year of destiny. It seems like he's even learned how to run. When after he's read and there's no options, he even runs for touchdowns. So I'm thinking that there are just too many weapons, too many options this week. But I'll tell you this much: they're not going to get away with what they did with Green Bay. That throwing balls into defenders' hands and having the defenders drop it, that's not going to fly in the Super Bowl, man. They are going to have to be pinpoint accurate. They don't have any chances to waste. And I think that this game could turn on a single turnover. So protect that ball, and Atlanta wins that game.
It's funny you say that because New England tends not to turn the ball over much. So if it goes to turnovers, advantage New England. But all that you said, I mean, it's pinpoint, it's perfect. But I just have this feeling, I don't know why, that for some reason the Patriots defense is going to know the Falcons plays. I just have a hunch. I don't know.
How do you think they made that?
I don't know why
Paki?
I would think that. I'm sorry?
Take 45 minutes to think about that, and then come back to me and tell me why you think that'll happen.
It's just like I got this feeling in my chest. It's like, God damn it, I think that New England is actually going to know all of the Falcons' plays come game time, but...
Oh, man. It's going to be a lot of improvising.
All right, so you got the Falcons and I got the Patriots. It's going to be a fun episode next week. One of us is going to be wrong. One of us is going to be right.
Ooh.
So it'll be fun to watch the Super Bowl, man. What are your plans for the Super Bowl, man, for this Sunday? All the way over there in Brooklyn.
Oh, man. It's a sad state of affairs in Brooklyn, bro. I was planning to have kind of an epic gathering in my home. A lot of the guests have canceled, not last minute to their defense. They didn't cancel on Saturday, but they've kind of canceled. So I may have to go to my new adopted family and watch it with Flor, with Angel, with all of my other family, and just kind of watch it there. The TV isn't the biggest, but whatever. The game's a game, and as long as you're around people you like and you can converse and have some good Super Bowl food, I'll be all right. I asked for the day off the day after the Super Bowl because just recovering from the event it's a thing in itself. So I have Super Bowl Monday off to kind of kick back and reap the fallout of what happens in the Super Bowl.
No, I respect that, man. And at the end of the day, it's not the Giants, it's not the Raiders. I turned 30, so everything smells like shit. I have like a million Super Bowl parties, but I don't know. They all smell like shit to me right now. I'm just thinking of chilling at home, laughing off to the commercials, getting some nachos, probably ordering some pizza, keeping it classic. I don't know, man, but let's see what happens.
That I would mention that there is a Super Bowl event at Ruta 156 in exchange for 2 beers for you if you go to that event. So I'm thinking I'm kind of skewing you in that direction. I think you may go now. You got 2 beers paid for if you show up.
I'm not going to say I'm not going to go. I mean, things could change. It's just right now everything smells like shit to me. But you know, it's not the Raiders either, so it's not like I'm extremely and there's nothing that I hate more than watching a Super Bowl with New England Patriot fans. I really hate that so much.
So what were the lengths you were willing to do to go to Houston had it been the Raiders?
I would probably have quit my job if I had to have done it, man. I would have done anything. But a simple loan from the bank would have been enough, you know, and I probably would have been suffering all year to get it over there. But it is what it is. Now I got to put up with Patriot fans, and I really don't want to watch this game with Patriot fans around. These guys I don't like them, not one bit. Sorry, Patriot fans, I don't like you. I'm not hiding it.
So we analyzed the game from a technical perspective. What are you most looking forward to seeing in this Super Bowl? And dude, feel free to elaborate, man. If I have to do a separate, cut of just the Super Bowl information for the unofficial commentators, I'll do that. So go ahead, man. Talk away.
No, I'm not. I mean, there's not much to say, Jay. What I would love to see is New England losing for once.
Okay.
I would love to see that. But in all honesty, I would love to see Julio Jones.
What do you mean for once? I can think of 2 times they lost.
Yeah, me too. But, those times they didn't get, they didn't have 45 minutes of private time with a playbook.
And you can't teach stupid.
Yeah, now they went to the champagne room with that Falcons playbook.
They might have actually they had enough time to switch out the pages, and maybe a totally different playbook. He looks at the cover and he's like, this looks like my playbook, but the plays inside, they look all backwards.
Yeah. No, definitely. But in all honesty, what I would love to see is...
What is this run with Michael Vick? What the hell's going on here? That wasn't in my playbook before.
Matt Ryan doesn't run that much. Anyways, I would love to see Julio Jones take over this game. When Julio Jones is balling out, football is more fun. I'm a big supporter of Julio Jones. I would love to see him run all over Malcolm Butler. That would be great for me. And I would like to see him make some really big plays. But overall, man, what we want is a close game. All these playoff games have been trash so far.
Oh God!
There's only been 2 good games: the Pittsburgh and Kansas City game, and the Dallas and Green Bay game.
And if you call that good, I mean, I'll leave that up to you. But good? That Pittsburgh game was awful. Not a single touchdown.
Yeah. It was the game itself, football itself wasn't great.
Listen, Paki,
but at least it was a suspenseful game.
There's a difference between being close and being good. Yeah, it ended essentially in the last play, right, with the whole penalty call and everything else. But was it good? I was in the edge of my seat watching it. It was just like, oh, okay, get to this yard line and kick a field goal and do it again and do it again. And, I didn't get a touchdown dance from Antonio Brown. I didn't get I saw some masterful running from Le'Veon Bell, but, nothing that knocks my socks off. So there's only really been one good game, in my opinion, which is the Green Bay-Dallas game.
Yeah, that was a great game. So, the fans, we deserve a good game. A lot of people think this might be the highest scoring Super Bowl of all time. Even if it is, as long as it's a good game and it doesn't turn into a blowout by halftime, that's what we deserve as fans. I also hope to see a lot of great commercials this year.
What's the betting line floating around? I heard it was 59.
Yeah, they're at 58.5 right now, I think it is, and New England is a 3-point favorite. Once Vegas finds out about this playbook thing, they might get a little bit more favorite, but in all honesty, yeah, I think New England is going to win regardless, but I just hope for a really good game.
I think up to this point, all the games have gone over. I could be wrong, but when one of our experts can tell us. What do we think?
Pittsburgh, all of them have gone over.
So what are we thinking
here?
Except
that Pittsburgh and Kansas City game.
I think that might have gone over too. I don't think
No,
it was
man,
like...
it was 18. It was 18-15. It was under.
Oh, yes. I remember.
That was an under.
You are correct. All right, so other than that game, all of them have gone over. So what are we thinking? Over 59 points here?
I mean, it's hard for you not to go over with such an explosive offense on both sides. It has to be an over. It is a Super Bowl, so you're like, but if the Patriots got 28 points on the Seahawks' legendary defense, I can see them getting 30 on the Falcons, and Falcons at their best probably would get over 30 as well. So the safe bet would be the over. There's no such thing as a sure bet, but the safer bet is probably the over in this case.
All right. So you didn't ask me, but I'm going to tell you what I'm most excited about. It's not the actual game, but everything that surrounds the game. So first off, I want to celebrate the culture of the drinking game. The how many times they, this year is not going to be as fun as last year when, for every time Peyton Manning says Omaha, you took a drink, or every time a commercial had a horse, you take a drink. But those are the reasons why I had to ask for the day off the following day after the Super Bowl.
All right, I'll give you a drinking game. Every time somebody from the media or any of the commentators or the press mention Tom Brady's previous Super Bowls, you got to take a shot. Anytime they mention Tom Brady and Super Bowls, you got to take a shot.
Challenge accepted. And if they mention the ones that he lost, I'll take a double shot. Go Big Blue!
Yeah, for a bit. I'm sure you're going to drink a lot following that. I mean, have you noticed that all they've talked about is Brady? They barely even talk about Matt Ryan or the Falcons. They only talk about Brady.
There's not much to say, man. There's a lot of shortcomings when it comes to the Falcons. Lady Gaga was entrusted with the halftime show. What you got to say about this, sir?
Not very excited about it, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think that this new Lady Gaga project has had the impact that previous ones have had. I honestly wouldn't recognize any of the songs if I heard them.
I'm guessing there's going to be a special guest appearance come out of somewhere. I don't know.
Usually
but
is.
I'm not sold. Yeah, I'm not sold on it. I don't see Lady Gaga as somebody that's... Yeah. If you're going to go pop like that, I would have preferred they gone with Sia or something like that. Sia has been pretty hot lately. They could have gone with her and Sean Paul. They got some pretty good songs, and have the dancing girl. I'm sure a lot of people would have liked to see that, but I'm not sold on Lady Gaga.
Hey, man, looking for some surprises. So let me see. What the heck else is there to talk about surrounding the Super Bowl? This isn't a Super Bowl note, man, but I heard your Raiders are in a bit of turmoil. So it was kind of a done deal. They were going to Vegas, and now it looks like they're not going?
Yeah, 2 billionaires pulled out. Now San Diego pulled out.
Nice.
And now San Diego's calling the Raiders, like, hey, come on, move on over here. We just lost a football team. San Diego doesn't look like the type of city that it would be for a team like the Raiders, but right now, nobody wants the Raiders. They just confirmed the Raiders are going to... Yeah, I'm not joking.
Shit.
The
Ain't
Raiders,
that the truth?
NFL just confirmed that the Raiders are going to be playing the Patriots in Mexico City next year. Somebody said on Twitter, pretty funny, one of the Raider beat writers is like, well, since nobody in the USA wants the Raiders, why don't they just move to Mexico City? They seem to have a pretty solid fan base there. And NFL wants to go international, so might as well.
The Mexico City Raiders.
Yeah, that's funny. That could actually, the funny thing is that could actually even work. It's not going to happen, of course, but that would actually even work. But yeah, right now the Raiders have nothing, man. So it's going to be another year. I don't think it's going to happen now because 2 billionaires pulled out of Las Vegas. They have nothing there anymore. Tim Brown came saying that they should have moved to San Antonio when they had the chance. That would have been the great place. San Antonio would have been perfect for me.
Yeah, man.
I go to Texas. I've been to Texas before. I have family there. It would have been easy for me in San Antonio.
Black and silver, they kind of follow that Spurs tradition.
Right?
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, now we got to wait again.
So they can't go back to Oakland even?
They can go back to Oakland, but they need a new stadium. There's no way they're going to stay in Oakland, bro, in that beat-down stadium. It's a shame. They're not going to stay there. They're going to have to be there for now until they find a place, but they're not going to stay there unless they get a new stadium.
Yeah, buddy.
And nobody wants to do. The governor doesn't want to give him the stadium, so it's not going to happen.
All right.
I think we covered everything, Jay. Let's wrap this up.
I think so too.
Yeah, let's wrap this up, man.
So that's everything we got to say about the Super Bowl. I'm picking the Falcons. Paki is riding that I will never bet against New England again train. And let's see who was right and who was wrong next week, everyone. Good luck. Be safe. Enjoy the Super Bowl this weekend. Don't drink too much. Don't drink a lot. Drink everything. And see you next week. All right?